What's going on, everybody? Adam here with the etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Swagman CURRENT on our 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe. So this is going to be great for your electric bikes as it has 60 pounds per bike. And it's also going to be good for your fat tire bikes as these metal wheel cradles are going to be able to hold tire widths up to 5 inches. So that's always nice for the big fat tire bikes, but also for your road bikes and stuff like this. It works really well too. We are going to have a wheel diameter of 20 to 29 inches on this bike rack, so it's going to fit all your kiddos bikes as well. It does have a frame hook, so it's not going to be great for the carbon fiber bikes, but this is more so geared for the heavier bikes that you may be putting on there, so that isn't a huge deal. So what we want to do whenever we're taking this off the rack, but first actually let's go ahead and show you the tilting feature before we take them off. So we can keep the bikes on the rack and still be able to access the back hatch. We have a little lever here. It goes up, tilts away, so you don't have to worry about having to hassle yourself by taking all these bikes off the rack. All you got to do is just tilt it back, and we're going to have full hatch access, which is always a plus. I kind of like that just for especially traveling. You really don't have to take your bikes off in a random city in a random gas station parking lot. This way, it's nice, quick, and easy. All you got to do is just lift it back up. It'll snap into place. And now, let's take the bike off the rack. So, what we need to do is just start with our cradles down here. The strap, it's nice and soft, but we do have a little boot, and that's going to prevent any scratches from happening to your wheels. If you got some fancy wheels, don't worry. They're not going to get all scratched up. So once we do those, then we can go to our frame hooks. So on the first one, we're just going to take this one all the way off. I like this feature just because some don't. It makes it a little bit more difficult to get the bikes on and off. So now put a hand on your bike. We're going to press in our little tab. And then we can go ahead and take the bike off the rack. Now we can get a closer look at the bike rack. We can go over some adjustments. One, we're going to have a maximum wheelbase of 50 inches, so that's pretty big, but we can adjust them right here to meet all the smaller bikes you may be carrying, and of course the longer bikes too. And that's always nice, just so you can basically throw whatever bike you want to throw at it, and it should accept it as long as it's under that 60 pounds. Another thing I like is these have a nice locking core on them, so you can lock your bikes to the rack, and that is always a plus, especially for traveling, just to make sure that nothing's going to be running off on you. Always put the longer one on first, or you can always just store these in your vehicle, whatever you think is best for you. I usually just like putting these back on for whenever we're not using them, just so you don't lose them. So we can take this center mass down just by lifting another little green lever. Put these back in, just like that. And now let's go over some measurements. So with any hitch mounted accessory, we're going to add a little bit of length to the back of the vehicle. So from our bumper to the farthest most point, it's going to be about 26 inches. But we can cut that down a little bit just by pulling the same lever that will access our tilting feature. This one will fold up. It's nice and solid. The closest point is going to be the wheel cradles. It's about 2 inches from it, but there's not any play really, so we're not going to have any damage happening to our bumper. It is in front of our sensors, so when you put it in reverse, we are going to hear a little beeping noise, but that's with basically any bike rack that you throw at this thing. So let's go ahead and look down at the shank. So we have a little bit of a rise, so wherever your hitch receiver is, you're going to have a little bit more wherever your bike sits. So for ground clearance, just the shank itself is about 21 inches. But where the bike sits, it's going to be a little bit higher. So you're not going to have any issues bottoming out. It is going to be compatible with both a 1 1/4 and a 2-inch hitch receiver. We have a little sleeve on the inside here, and that's going to make that possible. We have an anti-rattle bolt, which does exactly what you think it does. It keeps all that rattling from happening. So it's nice and solid with the hitch receiver, so it's not going to be loud whenever you're going down the road, and your bikes aren't going to feel it whenever you're going down the road. So that's always a plus. Does come with a locking core, which will be key to like with the frame hooks up top, and that's always a plus. All in all, it comes with all of the features I want. It's got tilting, it can carry heavier bikes, it can carry a wide variety of bikes, and also with all the locks and stuff that's included. It's always nice to have so you don't have to go out and grab more stuff. It really is the full package, and this is the Swagman Current on our 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway.